So what we're going to be doing today is going through all the matches that happened yesterday. Those matches were London, Minnesota, Paris, Texas, Atlanta and Boston, and LA Thieves in Florida. All right, let's do this. Let's switch over to the first match of the day, and that is going to be London versus Minnesota. Here we go right here. This is the first game, so we're going to watch some keys to victory really quick. For the Minnesota ROKKR, our hardpoint setups need to be on point. London breaking 45% of their hills. So what I was going to say about this London team that's really interesting, and hypothetically speaking, or not, I don't even know. If history is, repeats itself, I guess is the best way to word that. With my Atlanta FaZe team, when we were playing hardpoint that we had to break most of our hills and not really be in holding opportunities, eventually that catches up to you. But the way this game plays right now with the way they're breaking, it is a very, very good way to get scrap time and then obviously get the new time too. So London is doing a very good job. They're the best team right now when it comes to the sense of breaking hills. That goes two ways. I don't know if that's 100% their game plan or the fact that they're slow on rotation and they're getting away with it. And since they're just a very talented team, they're getting away with that. So I wonder if that's their game plan or not. Either way, London's doing a great job, and obviously they're one of the better teams in this league right now. So obviously hats off to them for that. But I'm curious to see how, that kind of plays out here through the future, because I think this London team is so underrated in talent. I think Afro, Gizmo, and Nasty are just like really, really, really talented, and people don't realize it yet. And then Zero is like that leader who's going to be doing very well with the AR. He's very consistent. He knows how to manage people pretty well. So this team's really set up for success, and I'm happy they're doing well. So we'll see how that plays out. SND success is very SND success versus a strong respawn team. So they need to have SND success in this match to win. They don't have SND success. That's kind of what I said yesterday. I don't think Minnesota's respawn is looking like really, really, really strong right now. And that's not the end of the world, considering they have a very good S&D team. But if they don't win their S&Ds, they're going to find themselves in like some struggles until they figure some stuff out. So that's obviously tough. And then get Priest to go in 0.87 KD. So like Preston's just not been playing the best, like for his standards, in my opinion. I wonder if that's like a thing where, I always talk about this KD stuff. Is he just not playing the best because when matches happen and stuff, like, he's just not, things are off, or is his stats and scrims not doing that well? Like, I wonder what's going on there, if like their philosophy is setting them up for bad stuff. Like, I don't know. But I do know yesterday is that Preston actually played very, like, okay. Like, he had a 0.97, Attach had a 1.01. The big issue yesterday was Major Maniac had a 0.74 and Standy had a 0.84. And like, I'm pretty, with Mike being the AR and stuff, your AR going with a 0.74 is really, really tough. So he just had an off day, which probably didn't help them in the respawns either. So Preston did well, but then of course not the whole team fired on all cylinders and they played slow. So here we go. So we'll try and move on to the other keys to victory, which is right here. All right, London Royals Raven key to victory. Can't rely on just breaking hills, first and break and last in rotation % winning. So yeah, this is what I was saying. Like, I wonder if this is their game plan or not. And if it's not their game plan, I wonder how long this lasts. Or maybe it's just a consistent way to play this game and they're just ahead of the meta. We don't really know. Convert first bloods in S&D, second in first blood win percentage, sixth in round win. So yeah, we struggle with this here and there too. Getting those first bloods in S&D are huge, but making sure you're capitalizing and winning those rounds is huge. So yeah, that's a good one. And then more fundamental wins and control. First in KD, fourth in round wins. Yeah, I saw that yesterday too. They aren't the best control team in the league yet, but they have the best KD in control, which means they're very good at playing their lives. It just means their philosophy of how to play is probably a little bit off. So I'm sure they'll figure that out with more practice. Do you think Attach and Priesta can try role switching? Maybe. Priesta can run any role in the league. It's more or less what Attach is more comfortable with. Gizmo in his interview said they need to work on their holds, so yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so I'm assuming like right now they're just really talented and they're getting away with breaking. If they learn how to hold on rotation, they're going to be a really, really scary team, more scary than they already are. So again, London's in a pretty good spot if you ask me, especially with like them being aware enough. Okay, let's talk about vetoes for this match. We're not going to go super in depth with these just because this is a pretty Minnesota kind of got slammed, just being straight up. The first two maps were a fucking blowout, so we don't have to break them down and go too crazy. You guys kind of saw what happened, but we'll talk about them. Match one vetoes. So Hardpoint, the London gets rid of Bocage. I actually love that veto out of them against Minnesota. Oh, because I know, but London's like not a huge fan of Bocage every time, like, you know, when we play him and stuff. So this makes sense in my opinion. They're getting rid of Gav. Am I faded for saying that Minnesota played, like, am I twisted for saying Minnesota, didn't they just play Gavutu Hardpoint and win? Didn't they just beat Seattle on Gavutu Hardpoint, or am I faded? They did. Interesting. Yeah, so they did. Okay. I wonder what the statistics against London and scrims against them is for, that they got rid of Gav after they looked pretty good on it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I thought they looked pretty good, but I'm not too sure. So I'm sure there's something there that I don't know, obviously, behind the scenes. Because beating Seattle and Gav, in my opinion, is pretty impressive. I think Seattle's a pretty good Gav team. So, okay, let's see. Desert Siege gets out. No one really likes Desert Siege because of the whole aim assist shit right now. I understand that completely. Tuscan's a pretty tough map, in my opinion. Get it out, okay. And then London gets rid of Gavutu to play Tuscan. Okay. Fair enough, Edos. The only thing that confuses me right here is this. I feel like Minnesota played that Gavutu pretty well, and then they got rid of it yesterday. And I wonder, again, that has to be a behind-the-scenes stat thing against this team specifically or something. Obviously a close game. And London seemed to have the rotation. Did they break this, though? So, like, this is what we were talking about. Like, this is the pivotal moment of the game, obviously, when it's a kind of a close game. And then we're just going to talk about that just because they kind of get slammed after that. And you guys watched it already. But London, in this scenario right here, they're only up by about 10, 10 plus points, whatever. And, 14 points, obviously, going on more. If you were Minnesota and you don't let London perform their insane breaks that they've been performing, you're in a good spot to take the lead here with this hill. This is considered a money hill if you know what you're doing, So what goes wrong here?
The final 5 seconds, they will not be too disappointed with the fact that the Royal Ravens do manage to break through. But looking over towards this P4 hardpoint, we were watching it yesterday when we talk about it.
So like, it's just the spawn system in this game is really tough, chat. And as you can see, Minnesota doesn't really, they just like let London perform this break because like they just all go right side, and Minnesota has no one really on the right side. And then watch, like, these guys get through. And as soon as these guys get through, like, Minnesota's on this side of the map, and number 4, and it's like more towards this side of the map. They're probably like, Minnesota's probably gonna squad spawn on this guy because like he's by their spawn point over here for this hill, and then London obviously gets this spawn with the squad spawns. It's first of all, very, very cheesy stuff sometimes with the spawn system in this game, but it just is how it works. And then look, yeah, squad spawns on him. They squad spawn on him because this is closer. And now they've kind of lost the spawn point immediately. So, like, Minnesota, like, the pivotal moment there is, like, they just get broken on this. And then as soon as they get broken on this hill, like, look, dude. They get the majority of time on this. And now this P5, you can demon trap people and spawn trap them, but it's not very easy to perform. Actually, Minnesota's very good at this in scrim sometimes, but like, it's just the point of like, this is not the hill that you want to try and come back on. Like, here is not where you want to come back on. You kind of just lost points that are unacceptable losses, in my opinion. And then after that, now you're kind of screwed. You skip forward again. They get basically no points on this P5. London keeps ticking away at that lead. And then after this, it just comes down to the fact that they get slammed on the rest of the hills. Like, this game looks so weird because Minnesota gets, like, just bodied. But again, even though this is still like, like the lead's getting, wider, a bigger lead is happening here. London is in no business, no right to get this P1 time because this is the better spawn for P1. And here you go again. Like, you would think that this London team has no chance of getting this P1, and I'm pretty sure somehow they break this. And then as they break this, they get taken off on with the lead again. So like, yeah, this Minnesota team just wasn't performing their holds, obviously, and then this London team was running all over them in breaks. So Minnesota could have probably made this look a lot better than it did, but unfortunate for them. So yeah, that's really all you have to say about that. That pivotal moment, though, of them like kind of starting to take off in that lead was those breaks on those hills. London just did really good. Moving on to this Berlin search and destroy. Let's see, baby. Bang. Bro, that shot right there is so underrated. Like, people always say, like, oh, dude, freaking, like, sniping this game's not that good. Sniping this game's that good. People argue about it. Bro, that shot right there, just backing it up one more time. Like, watch this. Dude, watch this. This shot's pretty easy just because he was right in front of him. That shot is so hard, dude. So much harder than it looks, dude. Insane. Bro, Zero's an absolute freaking beast for that, dude. Nice ass shots. This London team is winning rounds like that. And on Berlin, those are like must-win rounds when you're planting the bomb like that. And if you're going to be blowing those, it's just tough. This guy Gizmo, by the way, was just running all over them. Gizmo was all over them, dude. This entire match. Like, dude, look at the pressure that Gizmo... Like, look where Gizmo is right now. And, like, just look at where the bomb was planted. Like, back this up. Dude. Like, they don't really have any A defense. And they don't really have that great of pinch. Obviously, you know, they don't find Zero in this corner or whatever. But, like, Gizmo just runs at them and just straight disrespects this, dude. Like, look, he straight disrespects him. And then runs out and just disrespects this guy, too, dude. Like... These two did not expect, Preston and Mike do not expect Gizmo to be in their fire like that. Like, they were just playing so aggressive and, like, so confident. And I honestly think that's, like, why this team is really good. They're not scared to make those risks. Even, like, here again, dude. Like, bro, they're playing, like, London is playing defense. They have no A presence, and they have, like, obviously library control. And this guy is in their base, dude. Like, dude... London is just taking map from this team like over and over. Like they were just playing so smart. Yeah, no one's going to expect nasty in their base. Now B is completely cut off because there's no chance that someone gets to B without Gizmo killing them or being annoying or no getting a kill. And then you have all these guys just kind of not really doing much. So it's like this is just incredible to play out of London, dude. So like skipping forward, but these are just such good plays. They go up 5-1, and then basically after this, I don't think London's blowing this lead with the confidence they have. It doesn't look like Minnesota in these scenarios are just like looks like they have no plan, and it just really kind of, you know, bites them in the ass in that sense. Like even here, dude. Like, again, it just doesn't look like they have a plan of execution for anything, and it's just tough. They're still a good team, you know. They have to figure some stuff out in practice, but it just looked like London kept putting this team in situations where they're like, holy shit, like I was not expecting this, and then they try and like, you know, call like an audible, and it's just like so hard to do so. This is a good play though. They win this round. And then after this again, London just dude. Plants the bomb A, has so much pressure by the A bomb, and like they're so together, and they just put Minnesota in a spot where it's like, all right, we got to retake A again. This is gonna be a tough retake. They win this round 6-2, and there you go. Those are the stats right there on your screen. Again, Major Maniac had a pretty tough series against these guys, but it just looked like London again was just so aggressive and confident in the way they were gonna play against this team, and it was really working. Let's go through this control really quick. This control, I'm pretty sure Minnesota just plays a really good control if I remember from yesterday watching. Nasty has a pretty tough map. He has a 0.59 KD and just like doesn't play that well. Gizmo has a 1.22 on this. Like Gizmo, this entire series the Gizmo is just nasty. I think that's really what it is. See, this is like the weird thing with like, again, control is super new. I don't really think, you know, like some people have control more figured out than others. My team still needs to work on control. In general, we haven't, in my opinion, I don't think we've formed the perfect system yet. We're trying to still figure it out. Obviously, with, you know, there's so much things that we're doing. I think we've definitely made a huge step forward in control. But you just see London running around right now trying to drain their lives on Tuscan. And that's not a bad strategy either. But it's just like they have no A point and they have no B point here. It's just really hard to do this on Tuscan. I think it's a little easier to do this on Gavutu. So I'm just, you know, they always have like the highest KD, but they don't have the highest win round percentage. That's what we were talking about earlier. That was like one of their keys to victory. It's probably because their strategy is to play like this. So if their strategy is to play like this can work, and it's not a bad one. You know, like everyone has a different game plan. But it looks like London's strategy right now, that's the reason why their KDs are so high, is that their strategy is to push the fucking shit out of their base and just go fucking nuts. And that's really good on defense, but on offense, it's really risky. But if it works, it's really hard to beat. I mean, it's really hard to defend, you know? So it looks like that's what London keeps trying to do, is like get into their base, get into their base, get into their base. And then they get cut down again. It's like look, watch. So now by the time they like, you know, get this A point, they're only going to have 1:45, which isn't the end of the world. But it's just, again, the lives aren't even in their favor. So it's just like they kind of give themselves less time. I don't know. It's just an interesting strategy. It's not a bad one at all, because it actually might be the best one for this year. We just don't really know yet. It's just that's why their KDs are usually so high in controls, because if that's their game plan. Control is still really new, and just to point something out, I'm pretty sure last year around this time, Garrison control offensive rate was less percentage of a win. So you had a less winning percentage on Garrison Control last year than you do on like you see how we pretty sure the average win percentage right now on offense for Gavutu is around like 33% or something. I think I'm like, yeah, these are estimate numbers, but it's higher than what Garrison was yesterday. So Gavutu is very possible to win offenses on. My team is 0% right now. But in general for the league, Gavutu is not as bad as people are making it out to be. Don't get me wrong. I do not think Gavutu is that great of a map, but you can win offenses, dude. Like it happens. So it's definitely a little bit different than people. I feel like people are making it out to be like you just can't win. It's like defense is the only thing. It's TDM and like it's really not as much as that as you think. There's definitely a way to figure it out. So yeah, they don't win that. Then they have this defense. Oh, let's just listen in.
Nasty's weak. Mid's open. He went side door. I'm in mid pinch. Nice, good shit. 26 for 25. I can look over mid. Wait for me. Top right church, Nasty. One's mid. I'm named back 10. Nasty with the church. I'm gonna slide in. One team you to pinch afro. Nice 3. Let's go. Oh, Nasty was top radio. I'm with you. I'm gonna go mid. I'm following you up. I can go. Actually, I'm not gonna pick out. I'll go top church. Okay. Every guy's B5. I'm gonna slide up pot. Yo, keep on radio. Keep on this. I'll hold it for you, Mike. I'm on shot. I'm chowing the back. I'm gonna chop fly, okay? Back truck. One shot back truck. Hold on, Levi, wait. I'm hitting fly. Give me a shot. Yeah, one's back truck. Keep holding green control, guys. Yeah, I'm throwing top for you. I spawn close. I think one's pushing. I'm pitching. Okay, one's on the truck. Alright, I'm nading it. Flat dead. He's on truck. He's naded on truck. Oh, he's not. No, he's not. He's going low in there. And one's top green.
I actually did forget about that extension with the Garrison point.
Nice. One more on point, Nasty. Alright. 2018, we got minute 30. I'm gonna help left right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go around the back.
Alright. This is a solid listed in. They sound really calm and precise. Alright, so then they win this. So this is the turning point right here. Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry. So skipping forward through there, they win this Tuscan defense again. Very good. And then Minnesota closes this offense out. I'm pretty sure they get A right away. And like it seems like when teams get A right away on Tuscan, I would love to see the statistics of this. Major's comms are amazing. Yeah, Mike has really good comms. I wonder what the statistics of this are, but I feel like this team gets A right away, and now they are able to have 2 minutes and 16 to win this offense. It just seems when teams end up doing that, they usually have a better chance of winning the offense. I'm not too sure. Do you think London's a top 4 team? They're looking like it, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like now they have a better chance to win those offenses. When you have like, you cap A with like 30 seconds left and you only have a minute and 30 to cap B, I feel like it looks different. So I wonder, again, when people start learning how this kind of, comes to light. But then, like, the reason why I say this is like, look at this situation right here. Obviously, Minnesota gets some kills. They slay out. They drain their lives. And, gunfights are going in Minnesota's favor. But like 52 seconds left. 11-4, like this is the situation you always want to try and find yourself in, and I personally feel like when you cap A, that's kind of how you get yourself in that situation. If you can cap it right away, obviously you have to win the break. There's a lot of things that go to that, but yeah. So Minnesota obviously wins this offense, and they play really well. So good for them on that. And then this Tuscan Hardpoint. Let's see, skipping through. We have to get to the other matches here. A very even game, and then this right here. So this P1 right here, 16 seconds going to P2, like this is like the game changing point, I would say, where like London starts to like get a bigger lead. And again, this all comes down to Minnesota is forced to be put into a breaking situation, and Major tries to get through on rotation. He doesn't, so it's a 3-on-3 for this break. And then number 6 goes to the back by himself and tries to win the rotation. He loses it. They kind of all just like split into different ways, and then they all like end up running into one-on-ones. One of them wins it, one of them doesn't. But this big kill right here is number 1 in the back. Since he wins this, they're all going to start spawning in the back, and they're going to have a chance to block this. So like it kind of came down to that one-on-one. You'd probably think you want that to be like a 2-on-1 in that scenario, but at the same time, like it just depends on like how you really want to approach the break. Some teams don't really like the back. It all just kind of depends on which team you are. Because even though all these kills that Minnesota are getting, they're still able to tick away on this lead, and Minnesota's not getting any of these points, right? So it's like, look, Minnesota gets some of the points, but they just keep spawning in the back. They're able to get all these kills. Like, London just has spawns here. So this is a really good hold out of London in my opinion.
Continuing to surprise in every single position for it. Just when I think they don't have the position to win it, they've somehow managed to just.
Gold Rift, thank you very much for the 23 months. I appreciate it. So yeah, skipping forward, you have obviously a 50-point lead going into this Churchill. They can bring this back. I know they make it a little bit closer. This was the weird thing for me. So this was the biggest thing that stands out in my opinion for this map. I think this map is over right here. I think they break this immediately. Look how London plays this next rotation. This was the key point to me. So look, I'm going to skip forward. So right around, everyone says like right around like the 20 to 30 mark, people start rotating. Everyone's got their own philosophy, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. London is up 222 to 162. This looks so weird to me. I wonder if this was like just like a mistake, a miscommunication, people tunnel vision, like whatever it was. But I was watching this and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, dude, 26 seconds left. Obviously, this is an easy rotation, so maybe don't rotate that early. But like, look what London does. London has 4 people at the old hill. Like, no one's rotating to this new hill. And then, like, no one's, like, rotating to this new hill. Like, it scares the shit out of me, dude. Because, like, they all tunnel vision this scrap. They don't get any of the scrap. But then none of them rotate. So now they get beat to this P5. And, like, this is where it gets scary. If Minnesota strings a few gunfights together and they win these fights, and, like, this is, a very scary situation to be in London. Obviously, they end up doing well with it. But consistently speaking, you never know if you're going to break this P5. This P5 is a big pain in the ass to break. So, like, it was kind of weird that they all tunnel vision that scrap time. And then, like, now they don't have initial time. Like, bro, and even here, though. Even here, like, look. You have 3 red arrows at the old time. I wonder if this was a mistake, a miscommunication, whatever it was. Or maybe this is, like, their plan. Like, this is, like, again, London's a good team. I'm not saying they're doing something in the wrong here. It just looked very weird to me that they had 3 people with 4 seconds left at the old hill, where like this is one of the harder hills to break sometimes. And if Minnesota gets 60 points here, they're in a tough spot, right? This is the only way this game can get close, is if Minnesota does this right. Those 4 seconds don't fucking matter. That's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, imagine if these guys went there, so it's just 8's by himself, and they could have had 2 more people with number 8, like trying to cut this off, like hopefully getting by this guy in time. But they don't rotate, and then it gets like a little scary. And here's where you're like, uh-oh. Like, is Minnesota about to do this, And then skipping forward, Minnesota still, this is where the comebacks come in. I'm like, oh, shit, Like, they break this last 15, but now this is anyone's game to win. Whoever wins this next rotation can easily win this. That's kind of why I was, like, very confused on how London played that. I wonder if that was a miscommunication or anything, but that was the highlight of this map to me, was that. I was wondering how that kind of went down. Maybe they were thinking that P5 is quite scrappy. See, you say that, but like P5 is only really scrappy when like no one has it off the rotation, where it's like even like, you meet at the same time and everyone's just trading nades and trading kills. If you get the P5 first and you push out their side, P5 ain't that scrappy. Like Minnesota got like 40 seconds on that. You saw how that works. So like, I don't know if that was their plan. I don't really know what was going on. Like, that was the only thing that kind of stood out to me. I was kind of like, I wonder why they just did that. But that's the first match. We'll talk about that. That's all we have to talk about for that match. So this is a boring one. We don't really have to go too far into this. This one we'll kind of skip through. OpTic, they bounce back, and we kind of all said this. I think I said this last time we were talking about the OpTic gaming roster. Everyone was talking about like, like OpTic's 0-2. They look like, people are saying they look like shit. Blah 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 blah. If you're an OpTic fan, those two losses, they weren't 3-0 slams. They were close matches. They just didn't play the best game, but they were also playing very close ones. So I wouldn't have been too worried. They lost to some pretty good teams or whatever. Like, London's actually pretty freaking good, and then obviously ROKKR's been looking good in Search and all this other stuff. So they play a team like Paris right now. Paris is obviously very clearly struggling. And with that being said, OpTic was 0-2, but they weren't struggling in that kind of sense. And they kind of just slammed these guys. I think OpTic has bounced back in the sense of like, you can kind of see that they're very, very still a good team, and they're there. They just have to fix those little mistakes against some of the teams that aren't struggling currently. So we kind of predicted this. I think this was we said this in the last episode of the Morning Crowd that OpTic Texas was going to probably win this 3-0. I just feel like right now this Paris team, it's weird, dude. This Paris team was not predicted to do very good in this league, but for the most part, you know, just being like obviously transparent, I don't think a lot of people had them doing very well. But I don't know, dude. This Paris team shouldn't be doing as bad as they're doing. There has to be something going on during matches that like is just not getting something. You know, something's going wrong because they should be putting up more of a fight. Like OpTic Texas is a really good team, so getting 3-0'd by them is what it is. But like some of the ways like they're losing and like how they like struggles just keep happening in these matches. I feel like there's something else happening behind the scenes. Maybe not, but yeah, Paris is struggling. OpTic was like obviously 0-2, but skipping through this, dude, like OpTic just looks really confident. There you go.
I'm trying to pick up water. I think I'm right. I be hop off on. You want just one catch. Mid-tree dead. Keep front there, does it dead. I right side. Time. We top house, I guess. I'm stopping right. They're just on top us. I'm playing my life for a sec. Yo, top house the time. Where's time? I'm hiding Gate dead. Nice. Could be hit. Yo, both in house. Yeah, both on top. I'm literally pitching it. Yeah, I'm be hop. Which one mid-tree actually? Tyler up the street. Dead. Gate. Nice, shoot up. They might flip, bro. They might flip off that. No cap. Every top house. I'm trying to pick left. One just went top. Yo, one shot time, John. He went under nerd. I don't see anything. I'm holding top barn. I'm just holding top. Top barn. Donnie, one shot. Top barn. One shot. Yo, one guy's P2. One guy's on P2.
Charles, coming into this, one of the game fuel keys to victory was we need to see the ARs drop.
So with that listening, it's very, very precise. This team has very good communication when it comes to like not making it frantic and you know, just kind of precise of what they want to do and stuff. So that sounded good at OpTic. You know, nothing too crazy right there. But I'll say this team bounces back against a team like this. I think I just saw someone say in the chat that they're playing Toronto and Seattle next week. Who are they playing next week? OpTic's got a big week next week. Toronto and Ultra. What? Isn't Toronto and Ultra the same team? Who's OpTic playing next week? But if they're playing Toronto and Breach, okay. Toronto and Breach. Okay, so yeah, that's like the perfect test to see where they're at. So they started off a little rocky. I'm pretty sure some of them said that they're way better than the way they're looking. And then they, you know, we don't got to watch the rest of this map. Dude, Illy playing incredible. Shotzzy playing incredible. When Shotzi's doing this on Bocage and Illy's doing this on Bocage, you're going to body slam the other team. So good things out of Illy and Shotzzy right there. You love to see that if you're an OpTic fan. Yeah, this is a good test for them for this next week coming up to see exactly where you are if you're an OpTic fan, right? Like, you know, they struggled a little bit. They said they were, like, obviously some little mistakes. They didn't look too bad in those struggles. Now they slam Paris 3-0. That's exactly what you want to see if you're an OpTic fan. Now this next week will really show you, like, kind of where they're at, and it's going to be some good matches. I think, I don't know. I still think Texas has got plenty of time. I still think they're completely fine. Like I even said when they started off 0-2. I know I said it on the other one. So going to the search and destroy. Yeah, dude. Illy, again, stepping up. He had a 2.25 KD in this SND. He finishes 9-5. Like, this is exactly what you want out of Illy, right? When you're watching this team. This is why Illy was brought on to this team. Like, Illy being really good at SND, stepping it up in that Bocage. Like, these are good. The keys to victory are weird. What's weird about the keys to victory? Is it possible to start in winners 2 and 3? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's possible to start in winners if you're 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know the exact outcomes and stuff, but I think it's very hard to, if not impossible. They win 6-3. Like, you don't want this to be a 6-5 win with the way they were struggling a little bit in S&D. Like, if you want to bounce back and really put it to them. So this is a good 6-3 out of OpTic too. Everything looking good for them. I feel like they just say obvious stuff to the last map. Last map, OpTic again. Looks phenomenal. They run over them on that defense. Now they're on that. Who's on offense, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm fucking tripping. My bad. They win the offense and the defense. I just had it mixed up. I'm stupid. But yeah, this is just after this, bro. Paris is struggling. They go down 0-2. They're clearly not in the right fucking mindset right now. Something's going wrong for them. Whatever it is, nobody knows. Hopefully they figure it out. Whatever. And then these guys are feeling confident. This is just chalk, dude. Momentum in the series goes their favor. There's no chance. Paris wins this one. Yeah, they win one round, and then it's over. Like, they win round OpTic gets their defense back. As soon as OpTic gets their defense back, it's kind of chalked, right? OpTic has their defense back, and it's just over. And as soon as OpTic starts off with that offensive win, you put yourself in a really good spot. You win that defense, you go up 2-0. Yeah, you lose your next offense. No big deal. You get defense right back. Bada bing, bada boom, you're over. So this is, again, stellar play out of OpTic. You're an OpTic fan, you love to see it. Good for them. Good out of them. 3-0 for them. Perfect. Done. Keys to victory for Atlanta, FaZe. Simp and aBeZy need to get going overall. 0.91 KD and a 0.96 KD. As much as I'd like to defend my boys, Simp and aBeZy, or, you know, defend these keys to victory, I am a little bit biased here because I am the coach of Atlanta FaZe, but as most of you guys do know, I also am like Atlanta FaZe's biggest hater sometimes, and I love going against my team and pushing them as hard as I can. I will actually be on the side of these guys. Simp has been saying he hasn't been playing his best. aBeZy played really good yesterday, but our play style and our system of Call of Duty that we have been trying to form has been absolutely torching our sub players. So I will take a little bit of the blame for that and say that the way we have been playing Call of Duty right now in matches and just like what we've been trying to, you know, figure out has not been setting them up for the best of kills. So their KDs could definitely be higher. It's like, you know, they were just trying to fill in like what we were trying to do. We have been changing our play style up to obviously get better at the game. So I'll take a little bit of the blame. Yes, they do need to get going, but in my opinion, I can break this down a little bit more in depth because I obviously have insight of Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe's system of Call of Duty needs to set up Simp and aBeZy better. So that's what really needs to be said there. So we're trying to work on it and get better. Obviously, there's also times where we're just not playing that well. So there's just obviously different ways. So yeah, we definitely could play the game a little bit more smooth to make everyone obviously in more advantageous positions to get more kills and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's on that. Get back to control dominance, 11th in round win percentage. I do agree with that. Our control is obviously not looking that good. We have taken a huge step forward yesterday with the matches. We have been working on that in practice, but we still need to get better and continuously find a consistent way to play. The way I view Call of Duty is you have to find a way or a plan to follow that will get you the most consistent wins, and we don't have that yet. We're obviously trying to get there, but we're, you know, steps forward here and there. I think we added a huge step forward in control the last couple of days, and we obviously won the control yesterday. So we're getting there, but we still have to figure out, we still have to figure out that. So, all right. Well, you know, we're getting there, though. And then play together in 4v3 situations. First blood percentage, last to converting first bloods to win. This is no fucking excuse. That is 100% right. We need to stop being fucking idiots. Plain and simple. When we're in a 4v3, we have to stop being fucking dumb. So, that's it. All right. Let's go. And then Boston Breach. Let's see what their keys to victory are. Continuing executing SND at a high level. First in round percentage. Yeah, I think Boston Breach right now, don't know statistics wise. You guys let me know what you think, or if you guys know this. I'm sure there's been some statistics thrown out on the broadcast. Are they the best SND team in the game right now? Do they have the best SND record? I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I think they play very, very good. I'm not too sure. Do you guys know that? But regardless, Boston Breach, incredible at S&D right now. They played really good in S&D yesterday against us. Some of the mistakes I saw in S&D out of us yesterday were interesting, but whatever. Retakes have to be on point. Atlanta planting the bomb 71% of the time. So yeah, they're retakes and S&D, so they're really harping on S&D in these two. And then Nero, the X Factor slaying may be the key to going the distance. 0.92 KD. Okay, interesting. The X Factor kind of thing, though, I'm not a huge fan of the X Factors just because it's like Nero plays good, they win. Nero plays bad, they lose. Like, there's a lot more to any Call of Duty team than someone just being the X Factor. And a lot of the times that X Factor player usually does good when the team is playing good and the team is making his life easier because, you know, the team is, you know, putting themselves in positions to get more kills. The X Factor or that person that does bad is usually when the team is playing from their heels and they're making mistakes and obviously being, you know, demon trapped and stuff. So it just depends. Like, you know what I mean? It just depends on what it is. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Capsule. You want to give some Capsule gas right here? Let's see. This is a rookie. If you guys don't know who he is, I'm sure a lot of you guys do. Overall 1.03 KD, Hardpoint 1.16, Search and Destroy 1.32. he's very fucking good in the sense of you know, just in general of what he's been doing. Ban him weirdos. Is there a weirdo vibe in the chat? Where is it? You beat a lower tier team, you didn't turn a corner. Oh, so you just don't have ears and you're fucking stupid. I didn't say we turned a corner. I said we took a step forward, but we still need to get way better. So you don't have ears and you made a Twitch alternate account named JKJHHGGGGGTF because you're a freak and you don't want to type in a Twitch chat with your regular Twitch name. Okay. Anyway, so continuing on. If you have something to say, you could say it on your regular Twitch account and you can, you know, do that. That's a little weird. But moving forward, we do need to get a lot better. And that guy is right. We did not turn a corner and we're not the best team in the game. We still need to get a lot better at the game. So thank you for having common sense and you can go fuck off and goodbye. Okay. Moving forward to this, the vetoes. So these vetoes, we vetoed Berlin. We wanted to see if our Gavutu was there. You know, we've been obviously struggling in Gavutu. We wanted to see if our Gavutu was on point and just see like what we can do. So we wanted to see if we can get Gav. We are actually, I was expecting them to veto Gavutu because they've been vetoing Gavutu. But if they left it in, we were actually super excited to try our, you know, test our Gavutu practice and see if it got any better. It's definitely got a little better. We played very well. Again, we're still not perfect in anything that we're doing. We have a lot to work on, but it did look better in this match, which was nice. But we still got to work on some of the stuff. There were still some mistakes in there, even though we won that map. That can be a little bit better. And then where are we here? Berlin, and then they got rid of Tuscan. People have been banning Tuscan. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. Search and destroy. We get rid of Tuscan still. They get rid of Desert Siege. That makes total sense. And then control. I see why they did this. We won the Tuscan control. We obviously are struggling on Gavutu, so they put us on Gavutu control. I respect these vetoes out of Boston. I think this is a good vetoes out of Boston. The only thing that I was wondering if they were going to do is veto either Tuscan or Gavutu. Gavutu makes sense. Obviously, it was one of our weaker maps, but I was super stoked to have these two Gavutus in this series because I really wanted to see if our practice has gotten any better and like test these maps out because we really needed to see, you know, like getting scrim practice is one thing, but being able to practice maps that you're not good at in match situations is nice. And that's how you get the best practice, and that's how you see if you actually got better at the map. So I was super stoked as a coach to see Gavutu Control and Gavutu Hardpoint in this series. You know, I wanted to see if our practices, you know, helped us out a little bit. And it's definitely, you know, we've taken a step forward. So it's definitely been pretty cool. So here it was nice. I'm pretty sure our statistics on our breakoffs and hardpoints, by the way, are really bad where we lose a lot of the breaks on our hardpoints. So starting off in this scenario, as an Atlanta FaZe fan right now, you don't really see this happen a lot. So we're working on our breaks and stuff and shit. So this was nice to see that we actually won a break and then obviously put ourselves in a really good position. Number 7 getting through here helps us flip, which is really cool too. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're playing really good hardpoint. Everything's kind of just coming through for us in a good way. Oh, listen in. Let's listen to our listen in here. There you go.
I'm re-pitching right, Heike. Yes, I'm right. Propane, yes, I'm right. Nothing right. I'm push top out. There's two top out. Nero's weak. I'm hitting. What you mean, Nero? Is any one shot top boat? There's two shots. One front time. Cages, one shot. Never need it. Push out. I push out. Top 3, I think.
Dead.
Yo, the kid be hitting me. Yo, I'm gonna push you. Then?
There's another one above you, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to kill this guy. We're late. I have a streak to this.
We're late, yeah.
I'm trying to cut rotation.
I'm setting a rock, MC. I missed it.
I'm trying to cut rotation.
I'm leaning
I
down.
think he's power. I think the guy was power.
He's already.
Power's any?
No, close. Near close, I'm short. Near close, I'm short. Nero's our short, Tyler.
Yo, he's there, I'm one shot.
I'm needing on her. Nero's our short.
TJ on time. TJ in there. Okay, wait, I can shoot. Oh, I flipped. Yeah, I got it. By yourself.
This is insane, dude. Yeah, Chris is like, yeah, you heard Chris right there? Chris is just like, bro, you're by yourself. Good fucking luck. Like, have some fun, run around in circles, dude. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, dude, yeah, Tyler slides into time, and this gets, like, the most unfortunate timing and just starts going crazy, dude. And then MC just fucking kills him, dude. Oh, man. So we can skip forward through this map, because the rest of this map kind of just goes in our favor. We, you know, they get some points back, but not enough, and then we're in a good spot. So 205 to 102. We play that map well. Again, I really wanted to see if our practices helped us out. Winning in that fashion is very good. Of course, we still need to, you know, keep playing this map now and seeing where we're at, and depending on which teams we're playing and stuff, we'll leave it in and out. So yeah, that was interesting. So I was happy to see that we've gotten a little bit better. We still need some stuff. There were still some mistakes in there that I don't really want to break down too far, but yeah, that was good. All right, Berlin Search and Destroy. So this map pissed me off. There was just so many situations in this map, like basically in that keys to victory, we're very good at getting first bloods, but we're very bad at converting them to our wins in our just like, you know, man up situations. We did a lot of the same thing, dude. Like we did a lot of the same thing where like we're getting these first bloods and then we're just not winning. Like we're just being stupid. Someone's over peeking, someone's overstepping, someone's over this. Like we're in a 3v2 in this situation, and then look, like we walk out, we get blooded, and now we just sit around and let this, like when you're sitting around here, you're letting these teams just like get map control on you. They're gonna get map control on you and obviously pick you apart. So this is just like silly out of us. We just do a bunch of fucking nothing. We lose this round. It is what it is. Like that's a round that we probably could have won. That was tough. Here again, 4v3 situation. Capsule in the bomb by himself. I'm pretty sure, like right here, like look at this. Right here, we have two guys standing still right next to him, right? It's like, you know, Capsule's in the bomb site. We end up doing 1x1 challenges. Yeah, like see, look at this 2-piece that he gets. It's just like mistakes like this that we can't be making. Like boom, 1-on-1. So now it's, you know, so now we lose another fucking life. Obviously we lost another one, but like boom, 1-on-1.
And he just waits for it. He waits for the reach out. Actually smashed.
Another 1-on-1. It's like we're getting these man up advantages and then we're just throwing them by making silly mistakes. So we got to keep working that in practice. We can't be making mistakes, especially against teams like Boston Breach, who are really, really good at SND, or just anyone in the league. When you get that first blood, you got to really try and convert that to your win. We're not doing that enough, so that's something we need to work on. Obviously, you guys all know that. That was in the keys to victory. Another one like where we're up 2-0. I'm pretty sure we win this round, though. We get a first blood. Yeah, we win this. We get these kills. Yeah. This was easy. Here, again, we get a first blood. So, like, again, right now, 4v3 situation. We have these guys trapped in the bomb. We get another kill. And even this, it's like, it just looks so weird. Like, we knew this guy was in the bomb, but, like, they almost set up a godlike play. So, basically, what Boston Breach is setting up right here is, like, look, Capsule plants this bomb. I don't know if you guys know this, but watch. I don't know if you guys know this, but Methods can see the bomb through the window from here. So, like, we almost let them set up a pretty godlike play. Obviously, we kind of read this like a book because they didn't really have much time to set this up, and it was kind of obvious. But Boston Breach is just a really clever team, and like setting that up on the fly is really important. Like you can see the bomb right here. If he kills him off the bomb and gets away, this is a really dicey situation. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Going through, we obviously tie it up. We go 2-2. I'm pretty sure here we just get absolutely smoked. This round, yeah, we just get smoked, and we can skip past this after this. Just wanted to watch these couple rounds, but. Yeah, number 3, he gets killed on a pinch, and he gets first blooded, which in my opinion, this fight is completely useless. So, like, you know, that sucks. And then the double nade on Broken, which is actually really good, a really good play out of Methods and stuff too. When they got the nades on Alex, so this was a good play out of Boston. But this fight right here, like MC can't be getting blooded. Just little things like that are just really, really tough. So, in my opinion, freaking like what we need to do in these searches is win these 4v3s and get these first blood situations and actually start winning them. We weren't doing that enough, and then we kind of get just fucking slammed to the ground because we make those mistakes early game where we could have probably got ahead right there with a couple more rounds to give ourselves some leeway to, you know, regain. And Boston just takes advantages of our mistakes, and they're a really good search team, and they play really well, and we lose. So, like, really not much to say about that. I was saying this before. The thing with our control is, like, you know, that weird fucking burner account or whatever that was just in here saying, like, you know, I'm saying we turned the corner. I'm not saying we turned a corner. We win a control, which is a step forward. We don't win it in good fashion. So we have not turned a corner in control, but obviously we've been trying to win our controls more. So we still have a lot to work on. And then it's just right now for us, we win this control and we win it 3-2. But the thing is we win 3 defenses. And winning 3 defenses is what it is. That's good for us, and that's really good. But offenses are very winnable on Gavutu, and especially the percentage. Like, the statistics don't lie. You can very much win an offense. And if you're a good team, you should be winning at least an offense here and there. Obviously, it's not always going to go in your favor, and it's not that easy. But the more and more I look at it, and even like the other episode I said, like, offenses are pretty tough, you can still do it. So we don't... Alec almost pulled it off for offense. He did, and then we made a mistake, though. So it's like, we're getting closer, but we're still not fully there. So I was happy because we looked a little bit better, but I'm definitely not, like, you know, fucking jumping for joy right now with the fucking fact that we are, you know, like we want to control. Like we still have we made a lot of mistakes here that could have helped us win more. So it's better. It's still not the best. Definitely not, you know, stoked about the results, but you know, we got to take it one step at a time, and anything competitive, you can't just get fucking light years better overnight. So we've changed our play style a little bit, and we're trying to figure it out. It definitely worked, and it's definitely helped, but you know, we win this defense, then they win this offense. This map's really boring, chat. Then we win this defense, and then they win this offense. And then we win this defense, and then we win the game. So, yeah, solid stuff. We win our defenses when we need to. That's better than what we used to do on Gavutu, which was we just lose every round. So we've gotten better. Still needs a lot of work. Not the, you know, most satisfied, but hey, it is what it is. Again, one step at a time, 1% better each day. You'll get there. So not bad for us. And then we play Bocage, and in my opinion, I love the way we're playing Bocage right now. I think we're playing it very well. There were some mishaps on this. There were still some, you know, upsetting things here that, like, kind of let this map get closer than it had to be, in my opinion. But we do well enough to win it. We've been playing very, very well. Like, skipping forward, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's going back and forth. Really quick, just want to tip Boston here. This next P1 hold out of Boston right here is incredible. P1's obviously not the most money hill kind of hill. They do a very good job of trapping us in the back. We do a very good job of breaking, and we don't stick to our fucking plan, which is a whole nother scenario that I'm not going to go into. But we don't stick to the plan of how we want to break this, and we play like fucking morons, and then we kind of get what we deserved, and that's Boston Breach fucking demon trapping us. So we get demon trapped here. Boston starts doing pretty good on that, and then right here is where, I'm pretty sure, is it right here? Hold up. Is it this? So right here is where I think we should take off on this game and win, but I'm pretty sure MC lets someone get by him and fucks everything up. Yeah, so like, look, MC gets on this spot and gets like bad timing as he's hopping up, but like this is like obviously not allowed. Like we can't like this is the most important gunfight on the map right now. If they get around the back and flip to the back spawns on P2, you guys know, if you're obviously hardcore fans, you watch this, you can't let it happen, and we end up letting this happen by MC doing this. And as soon as this happens, we could really, really take a lead here. Like we're taking a little lead right now. We can go up like 160, 113 here. You know what I mean? And this could be the fucking game, set, and match, you know, dagger in the fucking coffin, whatever you want to fucking, whatever cliche fucking thing you want to say could be right now. And this right here, number 3, doing this, such an issue. Because like, look, everyone on the team right now is pushed out. We have the setup that we want to have, and then like, watch. Even number 7 dying, he would spawn back here and we'd be completely fine. But instead, look, this happens. And as soon as this happens, it's an issue. If this guy is not here and he's over here, number 7 would have spawned here, we would have been completely fine. So like, yeah, nail in the coffin. Sorry, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just talking to talk. I'm rambling. But yeah, we can't let that happen. And as soon as that happens, that's where like I was like, oh shit, dude. Like, you know, now Boston can tear this game open and actually, you know, smoke us. And that's like, you know, what's the scary part is, obviously Bocage, we're pretty good at it. We're really good at regaining. We're very good at this map, but still unacceptable mistakes right there. And then is it, you know, we lose. Oh, we lose that like rotation. And then instead of taking a massive lead, we're, you know, struggling to obviously keep on to this. And then of course they take the lead, and now they take the lead off of that. So that was the turning point for me in the sense of why we didn't dominate this map like we should have. There was some other stuff too, but you know, some struggles out of us. We lose that. We go back and forth. And then after this, we kind of, you know, get our footing back in there. We settle down a little bit, and then we're good to go, and we win the game. So we win this game, and then 226, and then we get to 250 to 182. Where is it? 250 to 188 or whatever, and we win the game. So there's some stuff there that we could have done better. I think this map could have even been more in our favor if we didn't make some of the mistakes we made. I love the way we've been playing Bocage. I was very confident going into that map. So we won that, and we won 3-1. So, like, obviously, GG's to Boston. They're a great team, though. And we just played pretty well in the hard points, which made me happy. Control definitely could have been better, but the hard points, for the most part, looked good enough. I definitely think, again, there's some stuff we still need to work on. That we're definitely not where we want to be. Obviously, if you're not a FaZe fan, I'll always be transparent with you guys. Like, even last year, like, I didn't do CDL content last year, so you never really got to hear my thoughts, but there was a lot of times last year where we weren't where we wanted to be. You know, like, we just got to keep fucking making sure we improve every day and like fix these mistakes. Even when you win, winning doesn't mask anything, in my opinion. Like, winning doesn't mask anything. Like, you should still always win and then try and find out ways to be better and stuff. So we're gonna keep trying to get those practice in and stuff. I was just really happy that we got to try Gavutu on this on this series specifically. Being able to try those maps and match situations is really nice. So I was happy to give you know, Gavutu a try, and that was it. All right, moving on to the last match of the day. Will be LA Thieves. LA Thieves versus Florida Mutineers. So I did not get to watch this one in depth because after we won, I had to go run and do some stuff around the house, but I did get to see little things here and there. All right, Los Angeles Thieves, the keys to victory here is map 1/4 favorites, overall 8-2 in hardpoint. So we talked about this, I think, last episode of the Morning Crowd. Probably one of the best hardpoint teams in the game right now. I don't know if they are the best hardpoint team in the game, but they have to be up there. They've been playing really, really well. Los Angeles Thieves look really organized. I've been giving these guys a lot of gas because I think their teamwork is on point. I think their coach is really, really smart. I think they're just going to be very good. So I think in general, happy with that. Yeah, they have to keep up their hard point. They're very, very good. Good for them. Take advantage of a poor Florida defense in SND. Okay. Get early captures and control. Okay. So, all right. That's fine with that. Nothing too crazy. Keys to victory for Florida. Need consistency out of Vivid. Yeah, so Vivid obviously is really, really hot or really, really not is kind of what they're saying. I could see that. Vivid is what the thing is I think when Vivid is hot, I think Vivid is fucking nasty, right? So I think they just want to see Vivid be taken over as much as he can because of how good he really can be, and that really helps this team out a lot. So I get that. Focus on strong hardpoint setup. 2nd in rotation, 10th in holds. That's obviously an issue. I think that would be an issue for any team that has that statistic, and I've had that statistic sometimes even with our team. So yeah, I get that. Get the bomb down in SND, winning 90% of rounds where they plant the bomb. Okay. Really quick, we know kind of what happens. We'll go back and watch the match really quick. But hardpoint, Florida gets rid of Gavutu. I think LA Thieves might be the best Gavutu team in the game right now, so I understand that perfectly. LA has been getting rid of Berlin, so they can stick to their plan. Obviously, they don't seem to like Berlin very much. Okay. LA gets rid of Tuscan. They get rid of Siege. Okay. Gavutu. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go to the first map. Little Bocage Hardpoint, baby. So I will say one thing. Florida is a cracked out crazy team, and LA Thieves is probably the best hardpoint team right now in the game. So even though, like, you know, Bocage for Florida would be a pretty good map if you ask me. But, yeah, these breakdowns go on YouTube. Big Wake went big in this match. Yeah, Big Wake is just really good, dude. Awakening is really, really good, man. So, yeah, Florida has a pretty good P2 hold. And then Florida breaks this right here through the right side. They do a really good job. Like, they make Octane completely useless by all going to the right side right here. I remember actually watching this part and getting this break. This break is huge because they just got a lot of P2 time, and now they're like transferring over. This is a very hard break sometimes on this P3, and it's a very big money hill for Bocage. So right here, you know, breaking this and getting this time and being in this situation out of Florida is a really good play out of them. So this is like the pivotal point right here. So right now it's a tie game. It's a really close game. I'm pretty sure this goes really close to the whole entire ending. So like watch this, like at 195, 199, 41 seconds. We kind of talked about this. This is such a weird situation to be in a match because you don't always get to practice this situation a lot. I know it definitely happens probably more than often in scrims, even though like, you know, Bocage can be weird, but it's still a very tough situation to be put in, like in match situation, because you're not as comfortable with it. And kind of going back and forth. And then LA Thieves, like right around here, they get these P2 spawns, and this is kind of where like they open up the game for themselves a little bit and put themselves in a really good spot. Like watch, at the end of this hill, they do a really good job where they only need 10 seconds on this P3. Time is on their side. That hold out of LA Thieves was huge. So that hold at the end right there is huge. But like, I mean, if you really want to talk about consistency from Vivid puts on for his team. Skies obviously has a pretty rough map here. But this guy right here, dude, I want to highlight it. Like, Envoy has been playing really, really good this year in their hard points, and I think just in general. I don't even care about his KD in this one or KD in general. I feel like Envoy's play style for this LA Thieves team has been really good. So, like, my person to watch on the LA Thieves right now is this guy, dude. I think Envoy has been playing really good. I think he's been really aggressive. I think he's been really confident. I think the plays he's been making on the map has been really good. So, Envoy has been putting on for this LA Thieves team, not in the sense of kills or anything. I don't even care about that. I know he has 43 in this scenario, but just the way he's playing this game, I think is very, very good for this team and just very, very good for the game in general. So he's been great. All right, so they win this map at the end. And if you want to see the obviously end stats here, 46 real kills, dude. Insane. Obviously 41 at a Big Wake and 45 out of these two guys. So this is big. Sky is not having the best map. And then, you know, Dave Patty being like a little bit slow too. not the best map out of these two, but just in general, dude, like the way Thieves plays Hardpoint, even when they're not getting kills sometimes, it's like still really good. Like, I don't know. I love the way Thieves plays Hardpoint right now. I think they're a really good team. So they do really good there. And then they go to the search and destroy, you know, Berlin SND. Here we go. So this first play, I'm pretty sure Dave makes a pretty cool play. Where is Dave? Number 3? Watson. I'm pretty sure Dave Patty makes a good play here. So Dave makes this play. I don't really think this is like a crazy play out of Dave. I think this is a misplay out of Kenny. Being very honest here. I don't know. I think like Kenny doing that. Watch.
Oh my god.
Kenny's like not even shooting relatively close to the bomb right now. So like, yeah, Dave Patty makes a good play by closing the doors, but like in this scenario, like it just looks like this play wasn't practiced enough to the point where like Kenny didn't really know exactly where to shoot through, and like it just looked like a misplay from Kenny. Like obviously Dave makes the best play he can make there, but this, in my opinion, this is more of a mistake from Kenny than it is a crazy fucking clutch play from Dave. Does that make any sense? Like I think Kenny trolls here. I think Dave makes as good of a play as possible. But I think this should always go in Kenny's favor.
It's quick enough, but Awakening getting ready to plant. Vivid just gets caught. Back from the Thieves is quick enough, but Awakening.
That's just like a interesting play out of Vivid, considering like, you know, Vivid just kind of slides out here and like, do they have the information? They probably know Envoy's here. Do they have the? Let's see. So that stun doesn't hit him. I wonder if Vivid has to see him here maybe. But like, I guess Awakening is looking over him, hoping that, like, you know, hoping that he's covering him while he tries to get the first blood on this guy. It looks like Vivid knows exactly where he is, and then he just kind of gets sniped, and Awakening's not able to cover him. That's a really risky play, and in my opinion, unnecessary. So that just kind of sucks. And then they lose this. Skipping forward. And then, let's see again. Florida Mutineers goes up 5-2. And then here we go again.
Dodging everything that's being thrown his way. Again. Staying alive in an incredible.
Pretty sure they lose this round, right?
Up the stairs, maybe not.
Pretty sure Florida loses this round.
Overlooking the bomb site.
Guys gets 1. Do they lose this round? I'm trying to remember.
That's not going to work out. Skies, will he get traded out? No. He's all good. He's out. On his team.
They hit a rotation here.
They don't have him for the retake. Dave does get caught. You get the bomb down. The flank is in.
1-on-1.
1v1. Skies versus Octane.
So again, this is like another similar situation. In my opinion, this is Skies' round to win. The bomb is planted. He can go anywhere back here. This is a very, very hard round for number 5 to win. So you skip forward.
And it's going to be slow. Skies is in position. He's expecting the close hit. Oh! He thought Tane was close.
See, that's the thing. It's like he probably thinks like Octane's closer there. But it's like all you have to do is just put yourself in a safer situation, and he doesn't really do. Like running to this truck is just such a ballsy thing to do in general, because all you have to do is go into this back house, and like you have places to check the bomb. You can be in this house, and he has to like throw shoulders. So this was just very, very ballsy to do, and kind of puts himself in a situation where, like, again, in my opinion, I think Octane has like such a slim chance to win this round unless Skies does something that trolls. So I guess Kenny trolled that one round, and then Sky trolls it back, so they're even. And then they're going forward. I'm pretty sure they bring this back to 5-4, and then they lose. Okay, so GG. Moving forward. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Kenny has a rough map on this. Am I wrong about saying this, chat? So right now, defense goes into LA Thieves' favor. So LA Thieves wins their defense, as always. Like, you know, you're more on the side of winning Ds. There's nothing really much to say. So right here, again, we kind of talk about this all the time in this little podcast shit. Defense is really, really tough to lose. Or, like, you know, it's harder, obviously, for the offense to win. Of course, you can make it work. Kenny's just having a pretty rough game. He's not playing his best. This is kind of rare from Kenny, in the sense you don't see it too often. Kenny's really good, so it sucks to have, like, you know, Kenny's having a slow game here. The key to victory said that, like, LA Thieves in control has to, like, try and, like, capture the point faster, because, like, they have, like, the least amount of time after they capture points. Going for B is just a ballsy fucking play. I don't think you're ever going to cap B right off the rip. And then, like, you don't have a lot of time to get back to A. And by the time you cap A, like, look, even if LA Thieves caps anything right here, they're going to have, like, a minute and 45. Like, they've already burned so much time going for B. So, like, I don't know. Still so early, but I don't know how much I agree with that, dude. Dude, Kenny's getting bad timing there, too. That sucks. Oh. Oh, no.
Kenny gets found out as well.
I think OpTic Cat beat off the rip last series. I know it happens. I just think like, I don't know, dude. I think that happening, again, I'm not saying it just never happens. I understand, like, it happens. There's, I just feel like I'm talking out loud in the sense I don't know what the most consistent way to play it is all I'm saying. Like I'm more or less like, I just don't think going B, you cap B right off the rip consistently. I think that's really, really hard to actually do. It's very possible, you can do it, but it's just really tough to make that happen unless like you're really good at doing that. Like maybe that's something that you do in practice a lot. So I could be wrong again, but I don't know. Because like now by the time they capture this, like in my opinion, 138, your lives aren't there. Like Florida's in the driver's seat to win this game because of spawns. Just because of spawns and there's no trophy systems, dude. Like, yeah, it looked like Emily flawless, but maybe all the stars aligned. Well, yeah, you can make it look flawless, but like the way I view it is how many times is that going to look flawless? Maybe it does happen flawlessly, like 6 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, and maybe I am wrong. Like I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying OpTic makes a bad play by doing that either. You could make it work, and maybe you catch them off guard and it works, and all it has to do is work that one time in the match to catch them off guard. So it's definitely winnable. But the thing with no trophy systems and spawns is you can just get naded right off a point too. So it's very, very tough. You could definitely get tough. Like with no trophies, it's very, very hard to stack a hill. Because you can get naded. This B point is so easy to nade. So it's just very hard sometimes to do that. Was like kind of like where I was getting at. And now they only have 1 minute and 30 left instead of like 2 minutes and 10 seconds left kind of thing. You see? It's just tough. It's just hard. But it's not easy to win offense anyway. So like I'm not saying like there's some fucking easy ass way to win these offenses in general. Like look, again, 53 seconds left right now. You don't have Florida's live. So Florida's backs are not against the wall. You don't have any ticks. Obviously you would like to have a tick from that B play. I get that, but again, like 29 seconds left, you still haven't drained any lives because it's very hard to drain lives. When you're trying to drain lives with not a lot of time, you have to kind of always come front and like trying to get these ticks on B. It's just almost impossible, dude. So Thieves are just in a hard situation and they lose it. Again, best hardpoint team in the game probably right now, LA Thieves. Right here is kind of the turning point of the game. And a lot of the times, in my opinion, with Tuscan, the turning point of the game will be like P5 and P1 because both of these hills are very, very holdable if you get there first and you play them well. P5 can be a little bit more scrappy, but P1, if you do it the right way, rotating, you can really take a lead. So, like, watch what happens here. So, again, you're making it scrappy. You're making it scrappy. You're making it scrappy. Right here, Florida makes a good play. You would think Florida should hold this. I wonder. Let's see.
Let's take a breather. Let's have a quick listen in with the Florida Mutineers.
I'll hold full pinch. One can already be potted. Yeah, I'll hold it. I'll hold the full pinch. I have new guys. Yo, we're looking for one still. I ain't Dylan drop. Help me. You need help him, Marcel, you.
Envoy makes a really good play. What we were just talking about, like Envoy making plays. Like, look what Envoy does. Envoy pinches here, but it's such a fucking common full pinch right now. So Envoy says, like, fuck that. I'm going to meet up with my homie in the middle of the map here and collapse on middle and try and break through middle. And since number 2 is not on this side, they have no information. If, like, are they coming from this side? They have no idea. They kind of have middle map, and they watch the pinch. Like, they're thinking that they might be coming from this side, but since they have no info on here, they have no, like, true call out for it. So Envoy makes a pretty good play. He's like, I'm probably going to get detected on this full pinch. I'm going to meet up with my guy in middle, hopefully try and collapse on middle, and hopefully they're not on their side. If Skies is on the side, he can easily be saying, like, yo, there's nothing coming from this side. They're probably all middle, and then that changes, like, the way they play this too. So Envoy makes a really good play again, not even in the kill column. Envoy's just a really smart player, dude. Like, Dylan goes middle right there. He makes that kill, and now look. This is where Florida gets rotated, but Envoy's play just completely breaks the rotation. And then look, ready? Bang. Bang. And now LA Thieves with 50 seconds left after not rotating to this hill and playing it really smart. Envoy opens up the map for them to obviously take off. And this P1 is very, very hard to break sometimes. So Envoy makes a huge play. That's a really good play at 100 Thieves or LA Thieves or whatever to fucking do that. And then you skip forward here. They have a great hold, and now, like, boom, they open up the map for themselves. Like, this is the reason why this LA Thieves team is so good. Is this, like, so many players, like, is this Envoy, Envoy's plays are really smart. They have a really good plan. They obviously read the way they're probably going to run to watch a pinch. Like, that's such common sense. So they're like, you know what, screw that, come back to middle. Like, this is just good plays at LA Thieves, dude. Now, this P2 hold is the way to bring it back if you're obviously them, but they get in from the front. Sometimes holding P2 is a little bit tough. LA Thieves does a very good job. And then you skip forward. And now, again, you're in a hole if you're Florida. You're trying to fight back. But every time you try and fight back, you kind of just get stomped out. It all kind of turns from that like split-second decision from Envoy, right? Envoy, instead of doing that, he just changes the lane. He breaks the setup, and they go together. Like, such good plays right there to break that and open up the map for them. So that was really good plays. Going to this last map, I think the big thing here is rounds like this. I actually watched this. I watched this in general. So you go. We talk about getting man advantages. We're talking about getting man advantages in 4v3 and correcting them. I'm not correcting. Sorry, I just read your thing, J Subby. And taking advantage of them and winning them. These rounds in pro Call of Duty can never happen. When they happen, that is such a devastating round because a lot of the times teams won't give you that more than once. You know what I mean? So this round right here from Florida just can't happen. And when this happens and they go down 3-0, they put themselves in such a big hole where it makes it harder to bounce back. And you saw Florida starts bouncing back and chipping away at that lead. But mistakes like this are the ones that like come and bite you in the ass later on when you're trying to chip away in that lead, right? So like this is a huge mistake from Florida that really puts them in a shitty position. Watch. 4v2. Bomb down B. Look. Everyone's in like 1, 2, 3. Like no one's together other than these two really. Like these guys are just so separate and they're both like not in the best spots to like really watch. Like, yeah, he's watching the pinch from middle, but there's an entire lane open where if he backs up, you know, to like together and they play this more of a tight setup where they're throwing shoulders and getting information, they can make this work. And when these guys both go down and they lose this 2v4 with bomb down, you just can't do this, dude. Like it's just like so devastating if you're Florida, and that's like the big round changing for momentum in my opinion. Like you can't do that, dude. And I've seen my team do it. I've seen every team do it. Teams do it. Don't get me wrong. All teams do it, but dude, those are heartbreaker rounds, especially in a game 5 right there. So this gets freaking mixy, dude.
Oh, that's so perfect. They just gift him the route. Octane gets the clearance to allow Envoy to get
this gets mixy, dude. Awaken going nuts, dude.
Drops 2.
Number 3, Dave. Pushing up. Gets the kill. 1-on-1. An absolute blender on Bocage here.
He's flying the bomb grab. I think they pay. Sorry.
Bro, this is the time to kill shit that we're talking about. Why people want 130 health, by the way. Look at this, like, look at this fucking angle that Octane has on him. Right here. And look at number 3, like, he does wide strafe out to the right, so he definitely gets a better angle. But, dude, the time to kill in this game is so fucking crazy sometimes. Holy shit. So they start chipping away at this lead. And then, you know, you have another, you know, round here where, like, you want to try and bring this back. Dave Patty with a huge opening kill. Another huge opening kill. 4v2 again. So yeah, so they give up a 2 versus 4, and then you skip and it goes to 2v2 again. And like, bro, this 2v4 is way too close for comfort again. Way too close to comfort again. In that 2v4, after Draza killed Dav, Kenny killed Skies, but he didn't see him at first. He only killed him because Octane saw him because of spectator lag. Oh. Yeah, but still, like, they're in situations where, like, it's just, like, tough for them to be together and get information is all I was really pointing out, in my opinion. Like, I think those, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. Remember that. Anytime anyone's breaking it down, even though, like, you know, I'm the head coach of Atlanta FaZe, like, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. Hindsight's always 20/20. But it's, at the end of the day, like, you have to get into setups where you can work with each other. Like, spectator lag or not, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, they almost blow another 2v4, dude. Like, their 2v4s are looking, like, really weird. Like, they're just, like, the teamwork aspect just seems odd, in my opinion, with them, which kind of sucks. Right here, if Florida wins this round, dude, I think they win this map just because, like, dude, you were just up 5-1 or whatever, dude. It's fucking crazy. So they're not really playing B defense, and, like, he gets on this bomb. Huh. Like, it just looked very weird that they didn't play. Like they just don't. They get kind of bad timing on that. It's just tough. Again, this is just a round where, like, in my opinion, LA Thieves just wins. Like, it obviously sucks, and then obviously he's left in a 2v1. And then watch, yeah, the end of this round is weird. Watch. I don't know. People were giving Awakening a lot of shit on this, in my opinion. There's 13 seconds left. Obviously, I don't know if he meant to call the glide bomb in. Maybe he didn't realize how much time's left. I don't really know what his thought process was. In my opinion, the round is over anyway. the round is over anyway. Like, people are losing full. Like, people are kind of losing full, but like, obviously you probably have to take the best, like the 1% chance you have of like smoking number 6 and defusing the bomb. I get it. Like, that's the only way you can win is if like you do something crazy. So the glide bomb like gave you an absolute 0% chance of winning. But I just, you know, the game was kind of over anyway. So I don't really think it's funny, but it's just really not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he kind of calls in the glide bomb, maybe seriously, maybe not, but the game was kind of over. I don't think you should ever give up. So if that was the case and he just gave up, that is super stupid. But yeah. Yeah, GG. So LA Thieves bounces back from that 1-2 deficit. They win. Good for them. And that's really it. Let's do match predictions and then we'll go from there. London Royal Ravens versus Los Angeles Guerrillas. I'm going Ravens. I think Ravens just look better right now. I think Ravens just look better. I think they look more organized. I think they're playing really, really good. The one thing I'm curious to see is if Ravens holding is not that good and they're not rotating like they've been against a team like Los Angeles Guerrillas. I wonder how that's going to work. I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Los Angeles Guerrillas is a decent team when it comes to holding hard points. I could be wrong with that, but I would love to see how they, you know, face up against a team that's pretty good at holding. If I'm wrong about the holding, then that's obviously chalked, but I think London Royal Ravens will win this. I think they just look really good right now. I think LAG is a good team. I think their teamwork still needs to, like, you know, kind of get polished more, but I think they have a lot of potential and they're still a good team. So yeah, you'd never count these guys out. They're really, really good, but I definitely think London Royal Ravens is going to take this. I don't know. I think the confidence is there. I think the momentum is there. I think they're playing really well. I think they're having a lot of fun. So I go Ravens. I go Ultra. You guys got anything?